Hi, everybody. I'm back. It's been quite the hiatus, I should say. It's been a while since I've been online, and it feels good to be back right now. And so much has happened since the last time I've been doing my lives, and believe it or not, I'm having to get this phone to work with me. But those are the everyday issues as a mom over here. But now we're back to a new school year, and it's been go, go, go these first 3 days that my kids returned. As you can see, well, I'm in here for specific reasons. My daughter's little medals from her tournaments. And some of the old dolls we're getting rid of. But anyway, so I wanted to share some little favorites that I have because the reason why I'm even talking about it is because I remember as a child, um, ever since as early as first grade, it was a struggle for me to stay awake in class. And I always got plenty of sleep throughout the night. I always went to bed early. I always had, a healthy dinner. My mom's a good cook, but I struggled. I still struggle to stay awake in school. And that stayed with me all through college and graduate school. And I'm no longer in classroom settings, so I'm not sure how that would affect me today. I want to say that my energy would have improved by far. But now I have kids and I think about things like that because they have my DNA. However, how I feed them is definitely different than the way I was fed. But at the same time, I struggled with hypothyroidism, and I'm slowly working on that with, reversing it and trying to get myself functioning, ultimately functioning the way God made me to be. So, anyway, so I think about what are some of the things that my kids could benefit from. And for as long as I can hear it, everyone says, and even the doctors have, the one good thing the doctors actually say that I actually agree with is that, breakfast being the important meal of the day. And so, which is true by far. And so, what happened was a lot of people started getting into this habit of just skipping breakfast because they're in a rush, they don't have time to eat. And this affects kids. And when they start doing that with kids at a young age, it starts to affect their functioning, their mental functioning, their physical functioning, even their emotional functioning, and their spiritual functioning. If they're not able to, keep up, and they're not able to feel like they're present. And so, next thing you know, their health is impacted and they start getting sick easily. And even from a simple cold, because now when our kids go to school, they get the exposure to all of these germs and bacteria that are airborne from all these other kids. And, they're always together. And so then they bring home what they picked up at school and they bring it to mommy and daddy, and not in my house. I will not deal with that. So I have to make sure that I'm giving my kids the necessary shield that they need. And the shields being like nutrition and filling in the nutritional gaps for them to make sure that they're getting the protection and the immune system boost and the support that their adrenals are going to need to get through the day. Because kids are so active, they don't think about it when they're running around. They just go, and like the Energizer Bunny. They just keep going and going and going. So they don't realize if their body is burning out or shutting down or fatigued or any of that. They don't think about stuff like that. So anyway, so some of my favorite things I wanted to share with you. One of the things I was thinking about, like my daughter loves chocolate, and I hate chocolate. And that's another story, but she loves chocolate. So instead of giving her candy or those little chocolate treats or whatever, I rather give her a chocolate shake. Not a shake that you put in a blender. I don't have time to blend, but in a shake that is chock full of nutrients and vitamins and minerals that her body is going to need and support, so that as she's going through her schooling and she's also in sports, so she's nonstop moving around, her body is going to need that added support. And one of the ones that comes to mind that is excellent for kids and for adults, believe it or not, adults can drink this, is the Epigenius Kids, because it's chocolate and it's chock full of all the nutrients and all the veggies, and it's organic, and it comes from a regenerative soil. So you know that the soil is rich. So you're going to get that added benefit to absorb in your cells and your body that the body needs. So that's one of the things I would give her for breakfast. That's something that she could totally benefit from, because both of my kids do not have an appetite early in the morning. I get them up at 6, dressed and going. And so these little kids are tired. They're not, they take their time waking up, so they're not going to have an appetite for for breakfast. And not to mention, given that we have to leave early, I really don't have time to make breakfast. And so, with that being said, I need to make sure that they're getting the nourishment that their body and their brain needs, so that they can focus in school, they can behave in class, they can get along with their friends, they can enjoy their day, they can absorb all the things that they're being taught. And there's a lot of information, like, going nonstop with everything that the teachers are teaching. And so all of these things are happening simultaneously. So as long as they're getting the nourishment that they need and the support, they'll be able to get through that day. As simple as it may sound, but it makes it, how do I say this? It takes them far. It takes them far. So it lasts long. It's something really simple that does a big job. And so that's one of my favorites that I like. Another favorite is that other families have shared. I haven't personally tried it, but I actually want it. And it's called MVP Family. And what that is, it's another form of a protein shake. However, it's more for fueling your energy, especially adults. Let me tell you. The reason why I want my hands on that is because, given that this hypothyroidism is still a work in progress, I've made tremendous improvement. Like right now, I would be napping. It's almost 4 o'clock my time, and I would want to take a nap normally, but I'm not. I'm here talking to you, and I feel great. But sometimes I have these moments where I'm doing so much, and then all of a sudden, you know, my thyroid will just get really sluggish, and then I'll start feeling fatigue. It starts to affect my adrenals, because the thyroid controls the adrenals. So having something like MVP Family will help me to nourish more of that energy without the caffeine, without the sugar. I don't want any of that in my body. So that'll be something that I could use, that my adrenals will thank me for, because if anything, it could use it. The adrenals can use the nutrition to be able to pass on to the cells throughout the body, all the way to the brain. So that is something that I really want to get my hands on, and something that my kids can take, that my husband can have, especially because his job is physically demanding. He's working 6 days a week, 12-hour days. I'm looking forward to having him retire early, because it's so imperative that his health and his mind are optimally functioning, so he can get through his day, still be able to come home and enjoy his family, rather than feeling burned out and wanting to ignore his family. And he doesn't. He loves to be with his family. So that's something that I would highly recommend. Another thing I would mention, that I feel is really important, especially for kids, is taking something for focus. And so what I would recommend is, trying to remember the name of it. Oh my gosh, so many names, Tracy. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to remember everything. So it's kids having kids in focus. That's what it is. And basically, same thing, just nutrients, but in liquid form, in little drops, that easy to give to kids. And it helps to improve their concentration, especially in the mornings when they're still feeling, tired, and they're just still trying to adjust, getting ready for the first lecture they're going to receive from their teacher. And but it's really would help a lot of kids who struggle with concentration, with focus, and even with fidgety. Like if they feel very fidgety and they have to have fidgety toys to kind of help them to focus by playing with something, and or they struggle with ADHD. So just something like that would help, that it's safe and it's clean and it's all food based, organic food based. I'm always going to promote and encourage things that are made from organic whole foods, because you want the actual nourishment from nutrition, from real foods, from real nutrition, not something that's been created in the lab, where they add a liposome technology because it's going to boost the, what is it, the absorption of your nutrients. I won't do that because it's lab made, it's a chemical to make something work when that should not be the case. But if you do want to boost absorption, I would recommend fulvic acid, organic fulvic acid. And the reason for that is because fulvic acid does help and improve digestion, and it does help with absorption, and it can go deep into the tissues and deep into the cells and cleanse out the toxins and get rid of that. It actually will help boost the immune system. It can help fight the viruses out there, even for the common cold. But so if you're taking your supplements or your superfoods, I would recommend superfoods over supplements, and you take the fulvic acid as well. The fulvic acid would help to boost the absorption of those of the nutrition or the superfoods that you're taking, and really get the benefits out of it. And it's all coming from natural soil, not coming from the rock. There are different types out there. So if you're not sure what kind, just come to me and I'll gladly share with you. Do not get fulvic acid that comes from the rock. That is toxic and it's dangerous. So with that being said, so these are some of the favorites that I wanted to share with you, because now we're back in school. Even if your kids are homeschooled, and this is something that can actually help them, with better focus, energy, and feel good, and to listen to you, especially moms. If you're the one that's homeschooling them and you want your kids to listen to you better, that's definitely the nutrition that they're going to need. And take it from me, if I'm hungry, I'm going to feel a little cranky because I'm not getting the nutrition that my body needs. So I've got to make sure that I'm nourishing my body so that my body can feel optimal and fulfilled and nourished, and then I would be in a happier mood, and I feel like I can enjoy the things that are in my life, and I can be more present in my kids' lives, present in my husband's life. So it's the same idea with homeschooling, to be able to listen better to you guys, to you moms, and that the kids will have more respect and more willingness to follow through with whatever teaching you're giving them or assignment that you're giving them. It just make things that much easier. Some things, like I said, something small going a long way. So hopefully this was beneficial to hear from you, hear from me, hear from you. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day, a long week, but it's been a good week though, I have to say. So if you have any questions, please feel free to connect with me, and I'm happy to share with you any more tips and ideas that you guys can do to add to your family routine to make things easier for yourselves as well as for your children, and just to make this school year to be better than what it was a year ago, to be much more enjoyable, more fun, healthier, and more sustainable, which is so imperative that your health and your wellness is being sustained, and your spiritual health also is being sustained. So hopefully things are going well for you guys back home, and everything is pretty much now going down to a calm. This is probably evening or nighttime in some of your states. I'm still early evening over here. As you can see, the sunlight's still out. But anyway, so once again, reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to learn more about, or what would be best that would help you, that's catered to your needs, because not one size fits all. So thank you again for your time, and I'm so glad I got to sit here and talk with you guys, and spend some time in the beautiful sunlight in my one of my kids' rooms. Okay, have a great evening. I'll talk to you guys soon, and God bless you always. Take care. Ciao.